Have they done enough to warrant a successor? Will we see a Pixel Fold 2 next year? Those are the kind of questions that I have right now. And it may be kind of early to ask, but after using the Pixel Fold for over a month now, I have some thoughts. What can I say about the Pixel Fold that I haven't already said in the past couple videos? It has single-handedly changed my perspective on the future of smartphones and how I view foldables playing a part in that future. Up until actually, using a foldable daily, I viewed it mostly as a gimmick, if I'm being honest with you. But I love the outer display, I love how the camera captures me and my family, I love the wide aspect ratio of the inner display as well. The passport style is just kind of really grown on me. But there are some changes that I would like to see in the next version of the Pixel Fold, whether that's going to be called the Pixel Fold Pro or Pixel Fold 2, whatever they decide to call it. Now this video may be premature considering that the Pixel Fold just came out about a month ago, but when I filmed my first impressions video, I stated that I wanted to use this phone to do more non-phone things and step outside of what we traditionally use phones for. And what I quickly noticed is the biggest bottleneck for completing pro-level projects or even just regular creative projects aren't raw performance or battery life, but software. Nearly everything outside of first-party applications is still a work in progress on the Pixel Fold. Now, a report did come out stating that Google is starting to apply pressure to third-party app developers and encouraging them to optimize their apps experience on foldables and tablets. Now, this isn't something that we'll see the benefits of instantly, but hopefully we see better software features sooner rather than later. One app that I've actually been using for some light photo editing on the Pixel Fold is actually Adobe Lightroom. Now, there are tons of photo and video apps out there that you can use for editing, but most of them are optimized for the normal bar style phones and don't really take full advantage of the larger inner display of the Pixel Fold, with the exception of Lightroom. Now, this may just be a happy accident or a result of the short and wide passport form factor, but I really like the Lightroom layout on the Pixel Fold. With the 6:5 aspect ratio, you get enough screen real estate to both view your photo on one side and get all of your controls on the other. I edit a lot of photos on my iPad Pro and the iPhone, but I could easily see myself using the Pixel Fold over the iPhone, mainly because of the use of the USB-C port. I can easily just plug in my little Anchor dongle, pop in an SD card, and import the images straight from my SD card. So far, I've tried a couple more labor-intensive tasks like editing raw images and editing video in Adobe Rush, but I was quickly turned off by the choppy playback in Adobe Rush, and that may be attributed to, once again, lack of software optimization, or just Adobe Rush maybe just be trash. But of course, there are other applications that I have used, like CapCut for quick social media cuts, or LumaFusion on the iPad Pro. But the Pixel Fold is far from being a powerful tool for content creation. Also, for being fair, it was never marketed as such either. I was just a little overly enthused by the form factor and wanted to do more with it. And by no means am I saying I'm out on the Pixel Fold. I've actually been really enjoying using it for normal phone stuff and light gaming. Hey, come here real quick. You should probably be subscribed right now. Just saying. I'm just saying, I think you should probably subscribe. I mean, I think we're at that point in the video where it's appropriate. Now let's get into my wish list a little bit for the Pixel Fold, because there is still a lot to be desired. Now let's talk about bezels, because a lot of people that don't actually own the phone seem to really care about bezel size. And it's probably a bigger pain point, like I said, for others, but I am honestly not really bothered by the bezels on the Pixel Fold. The only reason that I would actually want smaller bezels is because it's a sign of refinement in design. Year over year, if you see those small tweaks to design and hardware, you know that they're making progress and it's evolving as a line. I have one big caveat though. I don't want smaller bezels at the expense of the front-facing camera. The under-display camera tech just isn't there, and the images and video that I've seen from the Fold 5 are not impressive at all. I am more than fine with them having an old-fashioned camera cutout in the next version, and if we know Pixel and Google, they're not gonna really push the boundaries too far in the next version when it comes to design. They're probably gonna just stick to what works. Next up, I think the Pixel Fold needs a better SoC. Now I know the Pixel Fold was in production before the Tensor G3 processor was complete, but I've gone on record and stated that I would have rather of them pushed the Pixel Fold back and launch it alongside the Pixel 8, because it needs the extra TLC in performance and in the battery department. And I'm sure the new chip will bring that. I would have even been happy with them going with something from Qualcomm and just ditching their own SoC, but I know this is a long game we're playing. So by the time there's a G4, G5, G6, hopefully our minds are blown with all the optimization and battery performance, and right now we're laying the groundwork and we're kind of beta testing these new products from Google. I do enjoy the progression that Google has made with the Tensor chip when it comes to image processing, but it does overheat with mild to heavy usage, which isn't good for battery life. I tried to actually play GoFest this weekend. Right now I'm recording this on Sunday, so this weekend I was playing a lot of GoFest, and the phone was blistering hot to the touch outdoors because I was nonstop on Pokemon Go. It's up, it's using GPS, it's doing a lot. So yeah, it was hot. But also that may have something to do with the fact that it was also hot outside in Southern California. It was probably 90 something, almost 100 degrees. But I will say that I was playing tandem on my iPhone with a battery pack attached to it through MagSafe, and it didn't get nearly as hot. So I do believe that it is a system on a chip issue. The Tensor G2 processor just does not do heat well. Now, I have heard good things about the latest Android 14 beta, and that has me excited for all the battery life gains that everyone's reporting. But hopefully the new version of Android 14 is dropped sooner than later. It's supposed to drop any day now. I believe on the roadmap it was slated to come out in August, so we're almost at the end of almost in September. So hopefully it comes out sooner than later. I actually just installed the beta on my Pixel Fold, so I'll keep you guys posted probably through community posts or online and social media how my battery life has progressed. Hopefully I can get more than 4.5, 5 hours of screen on time. So if I can get 6-7 hours of screen on time, that'd be a huge win in my eyes. But I'm not gonna have my hopes that high. We'll see. One thing that Google was really proud of at the launch of the Pixel Fold was how thin they made it, which is cool and all, but I would have gladly sacrificed a few millimeters of thinness for a bigger battery. Since using the Pixel Fold from launch till now, the best I can get is about 5 hours of screen on time, which is pretty disappointing. It's not bad per se, but it's average, and I don't think they would or should be satisfied with average, especially when I can get 8+ hours from my iPhone 14 Pro Max. And I do believe that with improved software and a new chipset, most of my battery life issues will be solved. Also, I don't believe any foldable has really good battery life. I mean, they put normal sized batteries in these foldables, but they have abnormally large screens, so you're gonna see some degradation in battery life and screen on time when you switch from a bar style phone to a foldable. Once again, this product line is very new, so there are going to be growing pains. Hopefully there's new battery tech that is invented, maybe like stack cells or something that extends battery life with not making it dumb thick, but we'll see. Time will tell. Now, I will be the first to say that if there's a moment I want to capture or an event that I'm attending and I want a photo or a video, the last tool that I'm going to be grabbing for the job is an Android phone, or any phone for that matter. But I am also overly obsessed with cameras, and it's hard for a phone to really compete in that area for me. When it comes to still images, I can capture something very usable with a smartphone, especially after a good edit, but video is a different story. Right now, the king of smartphone video is still the iPhone. Google has made an attempt to challenge, with cinematic mode with their own portrait video, but there is no competition to be had. I would love for this to not be the case because I love competition between these two titans. But right now, for me, capturing video on the Pixel device is an afterthought. It's just not something that I go to front of mind. But I also have unusually high expectations for video quality, considering that it's what I do for a living. The beauty of my wish list is the fact that it's short, and that it's the common areas for improvement year over year when it comes to any smartphone. They're probably gonna be making these improvements, and these aren't like far-fetched, crazy asks. Like, this is normal stuff that just gets improved year over year. And like I said, this is the first generation for Pixel. Of course, there have been other foldables out there, but they have to do their own R&D, and they have to figure out how to make their new system on a chip work for their phones, let alone their foldables. So we'll see as time goes on. I have high hopes for what the Pixel is going to bring. We're now coming up on the fourth quarter of the year when it comes to these mobile tech launches. This is where the big stuff comes out. So the Apple event, of course, is around the corner. The new iPhone is going to be here in September, and we'll of course see something new from Google when it comes to the Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro. But so far, I have thoroughly enjoyed my Pixel Fold, and I'm excited to see what Google does next. At the top of this video, I asked you a question. I said, has Google done enough to warrant a successor? And I honestly think they've generated enough interest to see this new foldable line through. For the Pixel Fold to be their first iteration, for this to be their first foray into the foldable market, I think they've done enough, and I'm looking forward to what they do next. I think they're off to a great start, and I have high hopes for what the Pixel Fold 2 or the Pixel Fold Pro will be.